Welcome back to Sun City on the Sunbet Poker Tour, the second stop of this nationwide tour. We're on day number 8 and the third day of the Little Slam. We're on the final table, 8 players left. In seat 1 we have Rajiv Punath, just over 10 million chips. In seat 2, Alvin Pillay, 11.4 million chips. In seat 3, Chandra Deeb with 3.53 million chips. Seat 4, Abdul Essa with 11.74 million chips. Chad Curry in seat 5, 7.25 million chips. Kanesh Paitha in seat 6, 7.6 million chips. In seat 8, Farid Kokar from the Mauritian and Reunion Islands, 4.76 million chips. And in seat 9, David Ngee, 2.43 million chips. And welcome, Gary.
Thank you very much. And we're showing David with a Mauritian flag. He's actually a Mauritian Reunion Island. I don't know. We don't know. But we haven't got a Reunion Island flag, so very sorry, David. But nice to have you on the feature table. Thank you for that nice introduction there. For those of you seeing the pictures at home, that is David Rolfe on the left. And no, he's not good enough to be sat there playing poker. He is our tournament director, and he's putting out the chips for the players that have yet to arrive, because we will be, as they say, taking the chips from them, matey, yeah?
Yeah, if you're not there, you will be blinded out in your absence.
And we like to be punctual here on the show. I actually don't know what time it is. What is the time? It's 59, so they've got 1 minuten. 1 minuten to arrive.
So the next player is taking his seat. There is Chad Curry taking up his seat. So at this point, we're only missing Alvin Pillay. And David Rolfe is stacking his chips. There's a lot of chips in play here. So all the players are taking a little time to get their chips organized, make themselves comfortable, settle in. Already well into the money. There were 20 players paid and a bubble prize for 21st. So prize money will be escalating as each step goes. People will be laddering up. And a top prize of 221,000 Rand. Not bad for a 5K buy-in. So we're just waiting for the players to settle in properly. And a few other things on today. The day 1A will continue at 2 p.m. and they will conclude their day 1 of the main event. And then starting at 4 p.m. will be day 1B of the main event. That's the Blue Ribbon event. 3 million Rand guaranteed in that. So a lot of excitement building up for that. And then tomorrow morning, day 1C of the main event will have a turbo version. And at 4 p.m., we will then all amalgamate day 1's A, B, and C of those that have survived. And we'll play day 2 for that 3 million guaranteed prize pool.
Can I tell you, Mark never rehearsed that once. That came straight out of his 4th brain cell. We're using all 5 brain cells here today, me and Mark, because we were up early.
Yeah, late night last night, late finish, and an early start behind the scenes that get all the cards registered and the deck sorted. When we come out for streaming, we have been here for 2.5 hours by the time it hits the air.
Jeez, seems like the middle of the night. Anyhow, this is Friday, I believe, huh?
Yeah, Friday, Gaz, the day 8 of the 10 days of this stop in the Sunbet Poker Tour.
So you have Friday today, Saturday tomorrow, Sunday, which will be the final day, and so we will be with you step by step through all the big events until Sunday. And then, of course, we take it all down, we take it all back, we shine all our lenses, fix all our hard drives, and we start preparing for the next trip, which, of course, is to the beautiful province of KwaZulu-Natal. In Sabaya. I have a short holiday plan between the two, but yeah, once we've done Sabaya, we'll pack it all up, and then we'll go to PE in September. And then once we've done that in September, we'll pack it all up and we'll go to Grand West in the mother city of Cape Town for the final stop at Grand West. Come home and dress up like that big fat guy with the red coats and the white beard, climb down the chimney, sort the grandchildren's presents out. They're ready to rock and roll for, I think, February at Times Square. There you go. That's the plan.
Full schedule. And Gaz, we saw some amazing poker in that high roller yesterday. Some highs and lows, some wow shock moments.
I got to tell you, the best player won. I think Lauren played exceptionally well yesterday. And that's not a sexist comment or in any way, shape or form. She held her own amongst the men. And to be honest, I think it was pretty awesome to see a lady in the winner's circle, especially in a high roller. So well done, Lauren. And be proud of your performances. I'm sure many other people are. And certainly a lot of people online were giving her a shout out on the stream. So well done, young lady.
Yeah, very well deserved. She played incredible poker, put huge pressure on, and got a couple of very seasoned players to fold better hands by exerting pressure.
Yeah, so we're just going to call David NG or David N because it's a type word, and we don't wish to be insulting. I think it's an Asian origins. Rajiv, of course, here is an Indian national, currently working in Namibia, I think it is, and a regular on the poker tour here. Abdelessa will need no introduction. The standard sunglasses, standard pose, cut off here, so he's raised it up by the look of it. He's got 12 million behind.
Yeah, Gaz, and there's $1 million in the pot pre-flop now.
Yeah, lots of cheese. So, bonjour, comment ça va, Farid?
Yeah, blinds of 200,000, 400,000, big blind ante of 400,000. The few little short stacks at the table are really going to feel the squeeze now.
Yep, and it'll come quite quickly. These guys will have slept well overnight and have a plan. And Farid is a native French speaker, hence my attempt at my schoolboy French. And nice to have him at the table, and a gentleman to boot. Huh?
And he comes along.
So Abdul will have some company in this first pot, and we got 2.6 million in the middle, and we haven't even had time to breathe. 10, 10, 5. So 2 pair for Abdul. Backdoorish spades on a runner for Farid, and of course the same would apply to runner straight. But we don't deal in runners until they come to fruition, of course.
Yeah, it's a bad flop for the threes because as soon as the board pairs again, his pair will be immediately counterfeited.
Yeah, indeed they will. Looks like Abdul's carving out chips to continue the story here.
Yeah, and I reckon he takes it away on the flop here. Farid doesn't have a lot behind. And max pressure being exerted here. Yeah, 2 million bet is too much of Farid's stack, and that ends it. If he missed the flop, he was always going to be folding. So first blood to Abdul on the third morning of this Little Slam event. Extremely popular event since it was introduced back at Carnival City a good few series ago. It seems to have found its niche and very, very popular amongst the players.
It is indeed.
So there is Abdul on top, 13 million, 33 big blinds. Alvin Pillay, 11 million, and down at the bottom, David with 6 big blinds.
Yep. So Farid is wearing a Bottega Veneta t-shirt. Did you see that?
I did not.
Me being a bit of a fashion guru, it is alleged that that's actually a brand that's owned by Gucci, Italian brand. But looking very smart all the same. For those of you at home who know me, I looked that up. I was just curious.
So Rajiv out the way early with the King 8 suited.
Elfin follows suit. Good morning, Chandra. The birthday girl of yesterday. She didn't party last night, I know Chandra. And she didn't turn up for our cake date this morning again. That's twice she's blown me out. It's over.
Ganesh on the button. 7.4 million in chips.
That's a nice t-shirt. What do they call that? Loewe? Loewe? I don't know. It's nice though, I like it. Okay, Ganesh with 10-9 on the D has gone all in. So max pressure on the blinds. And this should be quick folds unless they've got aces, kings or queens, I would have thought. Looks like Farid has already folded. And David with a jack-3. So Ganesh using the button there, picks up the million in the middle. And, you know, quite frankly, they can do nothing unless they've got aces, kings, maybe queens there.
Yeah, he's putting the max pressure from the button on the smaller stacks to his left.
Yeah, pretty standard move. Until you wake up facing aces or kings or something. It happens, I've been there.
Yeah, and then you take your chances because you've got them outstacked, not your tournament life. Well, Brunson said if you want to put a man to test in this game, make him play for his whole stack.
Indeed. Okay, so there's your chip stacks for the day. Those new chips that were introduced yesterday, as Mark pointed out, are 100k. So 3 of those are your starting stack. Or was it 2? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was 3 of them. 300k starting stack.
It's been so long. Day 3 of the Little Slam. Alvin Peeler will be under the gun.
Too early a position for that. Chandra folds.
There we go. Abdul's got himself a semi-premium hand here. So what are we going to here? What are we going to bet here? Pot?
It's just over pot, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. Million something. Nice to see they've chipped up to the bigger denomination chips. Ganesh with the ace-7 folds. Same hand for Farid. This is all the way around to David. He's in a small blind, million to call.
Short stacked. If he plays, he plays for the stack.
Yeah, I think so. I think
there he goes.
I think he puts it in. Abdul might have to call him down here. Let's see what the count is.
Yeah, it's not much more.
No, 1.4 million total, I think. All in, so 1.6, yeah. And Rajiv will get out of the way. And this will come back round to Abdul, and it's a snap call, of course. And our first all-in of the day.
So no help for David yet. Tournament life at risk. Picks up a gut shot now as well. No help for him there. And Abdul will make the nut flush with the ace of clubs. They head all the way and eliminates David in 8th place.
So well done, David. I think it's at 23,751 rands.
Yeah, not a bad payday for your 5k entry.
Very nice, well done, sir. He'll be happy. That'll make his trip back to the Mauritius a lot more comfortable, I'm sure. Getting a cash in South Africa, first time on these shores, as I understand, certainly for playing poker. But an avid player down there in the Mauritius at the beautiful TI Vegas resort.
Yeah, and that's a buy-in for the main event and some spending money.
Happy days, bus fare home and the main event. Okay, so that takes us down to, what have we got? 8 players now, 7.
7 players left from the starting field of 195.
Prestigious company.
There's some well-established players around the table.
I think I'm going to go put the trophy between seat 1 and seat 2.
Yeah, there is a vacancy there, and
I think it would look nice there.
Let the players see exactly what they're playing for.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice. So we'll do that in a couple of hands' time, maybe. I'll go for a wee wander out there. See who's circling the wagons, ready for the main event 1B, which you announced earlier.
Yeah, I think day 1A will conclude first. They're coming in at 2 p.m. And then day 1B will commence at 4. But I believe there will be a satellite as well at some time this morning.
Okay. Well, if we get some details of that, then we'll announce it.
So folded round. For reading the cutoff, let's go all the way to Rajiv in the small blind. This is Alvin to his left. And he raises it up with a 9-7. 10 deuce for Alvin. Wry smile from Alvin. Says, I know you're at it, but I don't have anything to fight back with. I'll pick a better spot. And Rajiv, that naughty little smile, he'll just rack in the chips. Rajiv always friendly around the poker table. Nice man to play with. Off the table, always got a word, come across and greet you and have a little chat. So always nice to have him down here on the South African poker circuit from Namibia. And he's brought a few other players with him. First time visitors to the tour. And they have been enjoying themselves immensely. There are the payouts. So the next payout will get 31,000 Rand. The pays start jumping up now. Every spot will increase all the way to that 221,000 Rand for first place. So Abdul is under the gun. He's out the way already. Round to Chad Curry. Ace 10 of spades. He's got 7.3 million. He's played well up to this point, Chad. Maybe not as experienced in final tables on the big stage as a lot of the other players, but he acquitted himself extremely well. And a very likable young man. So action up to Farid with a small pocket pair. And he's got to decide whether he puts his whole tournament at risk with the fours and decides against it. A lot of players behind him still. So best to get out of the way with that at this point. Don't have equity to set mine anymore. It's an all-in or fold moment with the fours there. So action on Alvin in the small blind. He's got a suited king. 10 million behind. It's a million to call. Looks like Alvin wants to defend in the blinds with a king 8 suited. Oh, he re-raises it, makes a stronger move.
Oh well, snap all in.
Snap all in.
Back to Alvin. Yep.
Well played, Chad. He'd made up his mind while Alvin was taking his time. If I get re-raised, I'm putting it all in here.
Yeah. And Alvin knows, not one to pontificate, straight out of the way. There is a satellite today, 12 o'clock for a main event. Not guaranteed, but there is a 12 o'clock main event satellite. So last chance to get in. Come on down to Sun City and have a look at the details on social media. You'll see how much that is to get in, etc., etc.
Yeah, and the play there by young Mr. Curry, the snap all in makes his hand look even stronger, like he doesn't even have a decision to make, like he's got a monster hand.
It was a very mature way he played the hand as well. And I speak mature in terms of his poker prowess rather than his years.
So it is very well played. So Chad will be under the gun now. So folded around to Farid. And he's out the way. Rajiv. He folds. Alvin looking to use the button now. He tried to move from the small blind.
That didn't work out too well. But Alvin not one to fall off the horse and not get back on quickly.
And Chandra's a snap folder from the small blind. And Abdul folds, and Alvin will get the raise through and recover half the chips he just lost in that little move before, and that's why. Says, that's fine, I'll try my moves. If I lose a hand or two, I'll chip them back up. There's the lovely shot of the winning trophy, reflecting the chips in the background.
Precision placement, of course.
Expertly placed by Mr. Allen.
Good work by the camera guys. Very good work. That's what they're playing for. Well, that's the crystal. They're playing for the cheddar up top.
Yeah, you know, everybody that says they're paying for the trophies and that, the money's money's the objective. The other is just the icing on top.
I think these days I'm more about trophies than I'm about money. But back in my younger years when I was playing a lot, I didn't care about any crystal. It's just something extra to carry in my bag. Give me the money.
I think it's an age thing, guys. The older you get, it's more about the crystal, less about the money.
Yeah. Well, you know me, you've been to my house. I don't have any trophies or medals or anything on the wall, so not my style.
No, you hide yours away.
They're hidden in the cupboard. My wife wouldn't let me have them out, collecting dust. I need a Jack 10 for Alvin here.
Raise up to 1.2 million.
Very active this morning, Alvin. He must have a flight to catch.
He's come out with a game plan to apply a lot of pressure. It has only not worked out once.
Chad folds there, so Alvin picks it up. So 200, 400, 400 on the big blind ante. So Chandra and Farid both on 7 and 6, so definitely well into the danger zone there.
Yeah, I think they're already in the all-in or fold mode. I don't think there's much in between play for them anymore.
Yep, and Farid's on the big blind next hand, so that could be a problemo.
Yeah, Chandra got a few free looks now. She just buttons just past her. She's sandwiched between Alvin and Abdulessa, so it's not a great place to be.
Not the most enviable of positions. Rajiv 10 million behind, and no rush to splash any of his coin out with rubbish. Playing steady as always. Chandra will get it in here.
Yeah, there we go. There's the all-in move. Nice suited ace-jack. She says that's good enough to put it in with. Ganesh with 6-4 suited, same suit. And a little too much to call off.
Do you want to see your codes? No. 2.530.
I can't believe that he's considering this. I mean, big blind's not that precious, surely.
Yeah, let's not ruin our friendship.
Don't ruin our friendship, she says.
You made a flash together.
She shows him the ace-jack of clubs after he shows his 6-4 of clubs. Show him how much trouble he was in.
Big blind for No, I don't, because he's... No,
Siobhan to the right, assisting and putting off the
I'm happy to...
red razzmatazz lights that come on when a player goes all in on this feature table. The red lights light up. Flop cam comes up on that big LED screen behind to let everybody in the room know what's going on.
I was hoping Chad would double me up, but he didn't want to. Eight to no good.
So just rags here early on. All the players getting quickly out the way. Chandra with the Star Wars hand. Decides it's too early and she's just had one steal just as well.
Abdul wakes up with a pair. Abdul in the cutoff here. Late position.
And he puts a big raise in.
It's not fold by Chad.
Now raising it like that, he's telling everybody behind, I'm committing you to play for your stack if you play.
Raised to 3 millions.
So Farid says, this is my moment. I've already got money invested. I don't have a lot of chips.
Yeah. Got the 2 overs.
You'll be happy to see that he's in a race
Yeah,
at
he's
least.
in reasonably good shape. 60-40 though. I mean, obviously the main hand is always going to be ahead.
Oh,
There's a set of 7s and a full house.
full ass.
He might be in a bit of trouble now without running. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's all she wrote. And Farid with another cash though, already got one win in this series and a couple of cashes.
Yep, played well. Okay, merci, au revoir, mon ami. Bon nuit, well done.
And
Très bon nuit. Very well done.
takes away 31,941 rand for his trouble.
Nice work. Look how he greets everybody. What an awesome guy.
Very sporting.
I take back what I said about the French.
You Pommies and the French, you have your ongoing
I actually
thing.
have a book, it's called 10,000 Ways to Annoy the French. Seriously, I have a book called that. I think it's like a ripple effect from back when old Louis was on the throne and we were fighting in the British Channel and all that stuff. And the Musketeers were 3, said D'Artagnan.
Goes further back to the Jacobites and the whole lot, and oh my goodness.
Oh, you can take it all the way back to the Norman the Conqueror and everybody, but like I say, we've been crossing swords the British brackets English with the French for years. Similarly, we've been having the same row with the Jocks up north, so it's yeah. I mean, you know, got to have a little bit of a ding dong going on somewhere just to keep the old war effort up at training levels, and got to support the arms race, of course.
I escaped from patrols.
Ace Jack for Alvin,
Yes, I just...
the 10 million behind, so
There's one position on.
we shall see a little bit of a move forward here.
Yeah, and down to 7 players now, so becoming shorter-handed. Hand values changing slightly.
That's easy.
Yeah, the small blind is vacant in this hand.
Yes.
A dead small blind with Farid having been eliminated in the last hand.
Yeah, that's confirmed. I'd just like the numbers to be right. Okay, so Chandra folds.
Yeah. Alvin's raise all the way through.
Yep. The chief not going to chance his arm with those.
He shows the ace-3 of clubs. Alvin shows him the ace-jack of hearts. Shows you were totally dominated.
You were coming second, Warner.
So we are actually 6 players left, according to that list.
Yeah, we started with 8 this morning. 2 players out. That's right, 6. No?
Yeah, David and Farid have exited this morning. So down to 6 players, so the hand range has changed even more. 6 max. Back to your game, Gaz.
That's it. We're ready for action stations. Chandra will not be putting these in under the gun, but she will be very, very aware that those blinds get ever closer.
Round to Chad in the hijack.
Nice cards.
He says too early.
Too many stacks to his left, I think.
Reg ace in cutoff. Kinzo says I'll have a raise at that.
Alvin with the jack-6 suited in the big blind. The bet is 600,000. There's 2 million in the pot.
Makes the call.
So by Mark's reckoning, that's a call, eh? Mathematically. By my reckoning, I'm running away. I will 4-1 easy off of Malvin Peeler. That's for sure. Okay, so he hits his jack, so he'll be happy about that. Backdoor straight draw as well. Well, looks like a check.
He's got a straight draw as well now.
Yep.
For both players. 4 would be a sick card. Higher straight to lower straight.
Yeah, Alvin needs to bet his jack here quite heavy, and then he can get rid of Ganesh. I mean, Ganesh is not one to always fold quickly to a gut shot opportunity, but he's too smart a player.
Bet is 1.5 million. It just shows the ace.
Yeah, thought he would get away from that.
And Alvin shows him the jack.
Fairly standard.
So Chandra having to post that big blind and big blind ante now.
That will hurt.
Yeah, you're putting 800k in there now between the two. So 6-handed, a million a rotation. It's going to spin around fast for the short stacks. Chandra the shortest stack of the table now. Abdul the chip leader with 18 million. He folds round to Chad. Ganesh with another suited ace here.
Raised to 1.5 million.
He had announced 1.5 million. It's quick folds to his left. Only the big blind now.
So beautiful. It's like a stack.
9-8 suited.
Wow, like it.
No chips to fight with. So Chandra, 2.7 million now. Looking for a spot to put that money in. She'll be in the small blind. She'll have a few free looks after that.
No, it's postage. That's a different story. It's postage of the story. Yeah. There's no more lumping. It's raise or fold. There's lumping games done.
Raise, re-raise.
Yeah, it's done.
That's fine. That's it.
It's all about your stake now. You can play your stake. Whoever starts lumping in now is brilliant.
So Chad Curry will be under the gun. Fold it all the way around to Rajiv. Let's see what size he raises with the sevens here. Abdul chose a big option. He went 3 million.
1.6 million.
Rajiv makes it 1.6. And the trend this morning has been that they're not raising pot or just under as they were previously. They're going over pot to not allow the big blind to be priced in.
Yeah, tad more aggressive. Chandra on the button now, so she'll get a little bit of respite, but not much.
Yeah, six-handed does fly around quickly.
6 bigs for Chandra. Definitely in the danger zone. Nice shot of the chips there. Those oranges say, well, the 100,000s.
There was Abdul Esser's stack with Chad Curry posting his blind, his hand in front.
So if we carry on in seat order, Ganesh is the next one out, eh?
Yeah, the way it's been going round. 2 ladies for Ganesh.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go over 2 ladies. Unless they play for stacks and he gets Coolidge. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That'd be a commentator's curse of note.
Raised 1.5 million.
Yep, nice sizing, 1.5. 10-2 will go away. What's Olvin the big stack got? Suited one gappers. Probably too expensive for his price range. Maybe he likes them. Olvin's in the cutoff. So Olvin's not invested in his pot. If he was in the big blind, he might be interested, I think, but not the case. Around to Chandra, this is that's a big laydown for her, but only because the 1.5 has been bet already. If it had been limp to her, I think they would have gone in. Chad with the little sailboats. The 4s be with you.
Already in the big blind. He's put 800,000 out there with the big blind and its ante. 1.1 to call. Working out if I make a call what I have left.
Sporting his Tiger Woods headgear. Nice to see old Tiger playing the PGA. I know it didn't feature, but everybody's crowd favourite.
A king, jack or spade.
And Ganesh will get those through. Not much action. Picks up $1 million for his pleasure. So Chandra in deep doodle there. Running on fumes, as they say.
You're sitting with 2.5 million chips and you're on fumes.
Yep. It gets there eventually. It catches up with you. So the time rocks on. We'll soon start see people filing in for the, I think it's the 11 o'clock start, wasn't it? No, it's 4 o'clock start for the main event today.
Yeah.
The next event will be the 12 o'clock satellite. So we'll be with you with this table through to that conclusion. And then we'll either run straight into the main event if it hasn't finished, or if it has, then we will go for a break and come back at 4 p.m.
Yeah, I'm sure the people will be joining us shortly on the stream.
We won't obviously be joining any satellites for coverage.
Now you want
Now you want to act.
to threaten me with my stack. Okay.
There we go.
So it's around to Alvin in the hijack. Because it's folded to him, he's thinking, can I pull a move here? Thinking about it. This player's always looking for spots.
Raised to 1.4 million.
There's the raise from Marvin. Chandra gets rid of the 2 ducks.
There he goes, folded by Abdul. Chad folds, only up to Doc Pather now. And he folds.
Sensibly so.
So Jack 7 gets through there.
Nice bet from the hijack.
And lives up to the position's name. He hijacks the pot.
Indeed he does. So the stream's up and running. Welcome to all the viewers who are watching it. Albeit you'll only hear me say this in half an hour's time. But there'll be a bit of interest in this morning, I'm sure.
No discount.
Once we get off and running, plenty of people still watching their favourites and their family play, so no doubt the viewership will jump up shortly.
So Alvin will be under the gun.
Two levels of 1A running today.
But they still play 2.
There was the 1 minute warning for blinds to go up again. Will put Chandra under even more pressure.
Oh, yeah, she's going to get blinded out soon, and that'll be a problem.
So Chad on the button with ace 10. He's made it 1.6. Doc folds. Around to Rajiv in the big blind. And he'll fold that, and Chad will pick up the dead money in the middle.
Next hand.
So the blinds will be up in the next hand. So Chandra, last little bit of fold equity she may have with this, because once the blinds go up, she's going to have very little fold equity.
Yeah, I think that fold equity has diminished somewhat this morning.
Blinds are going to be 250,000, 500,000 with a big blind entry of 500.
In layman's terms, you're frightening nobody with that stack.
No. she's got 2.5. There'll be 1.25 in the pot, so she'll be going double pot. That's it.
And she'll know that. Shame, but if you're not getting cards, you're not getting cards. The scarier thing is, all the big stacks around you already know that. So you know you're going to get some sort of action. Nothing worse than you've only got like 3 or 4 big blinds. You're in the big blind and somebody puts their stack in.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously. Okay, Kinesh with Ace Jack. Been a popular hand this morning, this, so and a winning hand, as I recall.
1.5 million.
The Ace Jack hasn't lost once yet. So yeah, we're going to get an interesting little play.
Yeah, I don't think it's a call, this. I think it needs a re-raise. Don't like a flat call with ace here.
Oh, you're facing a raise from the button. You know he's raising a wide range.
No, he's got a raise.
Yeah, he's putting it all in.
2.5 million. Went up.
No, he didn't put it all in. He just only make it.
That's all in and a call. Out the way, so Ace Jack versus the 8s, 45-55. And we'll get ourselves off to a little race here. 8's obviously still ahead. And there's the ace you didn't want to see.
And only one out left for Rajiv now.
And I got a funny feeling Rajiv might be leading us.
I think he'll have a few chips left.
Did he cover him?
Yeah, he did have more chips than Kinesh to start the hand.
Okay, so he's got about 1 million left, you're right, yes.
But he's going to be very, very short stacked.
And the blinds are coming his way, so unlucky young fella. You see, and this, folks at home, is why you put your chips in stacks of 20s. They can be clearly seen, and all you got to do is count up the stacks and the odd change. It takes minutes. If you put them all in different size stacks and mixed up, it takes forever and just waste time.
7 million.
And what about your, you said
This
not
one
easy.
is very it's an NC. So it's
The accounting never takes that long.
4, 5, 6,
Good dealer have this done quick, unless there's an issue.
9, 700, 7.2, 10,000. 7.2, 10,000.
So she's verifying the amount. And it was 7 million and some change, I think.
Yep. 7,210,000.
So Rajiv will not be in a good space at the moment.
And Ace Jack holding up again.
Yeah, it seems to be the hand of the day. There we go. 250k in the small, 500k in the big. That's 500,000. That's 500,000. And then of course the ante. So the big blind putting in 1 million. That's fairly simple math. And we got 6 players left in. 36 minutes to run on the level. There'll be another 40-minute level after this. Of course, the levels after the freeze out went from 1 hour to 40 minutes. And there is 819,000 rand in the pot, which is distributed across that wonderful prize pool that was running down the or up the side of the score screen there. So good stuff. The rich get richer. Kinesh is now definitely the chip leader.
Okay, small blind for 200.
Okay, Madam Dealer, let us go. Let us get moving here.
I did, yes.
Yeah, that will be the biggest hand so far of this tournament in terms of chips.
You destroyed him, you still worried about that one yellow chip.
Why you worry about still one yellow?
You destroyed him. Yeah, boy.
I got a Jewish nose here.
You wobbled him, you called for the 10,000.
So Rajiv on the button. So he has a few free looks to get that across the line. He won't have much left. In worse shape than Chandra. Although she has to post her big blind and big blind ante now, which is 1 million chips.
Yeah, she's in pretty bad shape here. King Jack for Kinesh with the big stack in the cutoff. Fancy little raise here. What is it, 1.5 million, the stock answer?
1.5 million.
Give me 400 for once, man. Look what's my first score. Must I even look?
500,000.
It's not even opening. Meantime, what is it? I didn't even look at the back.
Give me the chips, please.
Sure, man.
Everybody folds quickly and he gets that through.
Don't want to be crossing swords with that guy unless you got the goods.
Yeah, the only one that's close to his stack is Abdulessa. Alvin a little bit below that.
So it looks like Abdul's on the big blind here. So Chad will be under the gun. Yep, there we go. 500,000 a call, 8-4.
Why the ice block?
It's not quite 7-2, but it may as well be.
Yeah, same from there.
Yep. It's not the best of holdings. These will go back to the dealer quick. Kinesh is pocket threes here.
He says, I've played a couple now. That's from too early.
I'm having a rest. Ranjiv puts it in with the ace.
Alvin's out the way. Chandra overshoves with the kings.
Oh, no, 1.5. No.
So the two short stacks up against one another. So she wants to avoid that dreaded tag of ace magnets.
Good luck to both players. Oh dear.
Goodness gracious, in the middle there.
Only
Two
a king.
outs.
Only a king. Chandra will be eliminated. You play well, goals, picked your spots. You got it in the head. Nothing you can do. And Chandra will leave the table with our good wishes. Last lady standing, and well done indeed. Tournament director goes over and commiserates with Chandra. What did you say the prize was? Next prize, 20k?
No, it's a little bit more than that. It's in the 30s. We'll get it up now.
Well, so there you go. It's in the 30s. Makes that walk a little bit easier. How would you like it? Cash, please.
Crisp notes.
I want the cheddar.
So then there were 5, Gary.
Yep, I think it's too early for them to start talking deals, but the 5 players at the table, I don't know where Rajiv's sitting stack-wise now, but
Still very short.
yeah, the other guys may talk something once they get rid of the last short stack.
Yeah, I think that's normally the way it goes. Ganesh from too early. Round to Rajiv. There he is. 4.3 million, the shortest stack at the table. Folds.
6-9 suited for Alvin. Alvin in the cutoff here, trying to decide whether or not to make a move. That sounds like he's making a move to me.
Yeah. If it's folded to Alvin, he's generally raising. Applies pressure all the time. Every now and again he'll get caught, then he just folds and he says, I'm winning more chips this way than I'm losing.
It's a fair call. And you'll continue to trend that way with 1.3 million of profit in that hand. There you go, Chandra 140k.
Yeah, 40k, so a little bit more than the 30s.
Ice cream and a bus fare home.
And she satellited in, she told me, so free money.
She is the queen of the satellites. Always there supporting the satellites. Good for her. Well done. Well played.
So Rajiv under the gun. Last free look before those blinds hit him. And they will fly around now 5-handed.
You're going to raise this up.
1.5 million.
Abdul folds again. Inside Abdul will be like, just give me a hand, please.
Yeah.
Every hand I'm getting raised here.
And Alvin, the most active player at the table.
Yeah, by a long way.
Rajiv posts 1 million of his 4 million chips for his blind and ante now.
The price of poker is definitely going up. Expecting quite a few newbies in town today up here in Sun City to come and grace us with their presence for the main event 1B, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Satellite at 12.
All those that work during the week, they can hit here on a Friday afternoon.
I might play the satellite.
Keep the hand in there, guys.
Yeah, just for a bit of fun, make up the numbers. And if I win it, then happy days. I won't be playing the main, of course, but maybe make a nice donation somewhere, whatever. Let's see, let's get through this first. We've got a long way to go on this table, and that satellite starts in an hour, so I'd take the over on an hour if I was asked about this table. Okay, Chad Curry in the muck, around the Kinesh, Jack 8, small blind. I don't like a complete here, I like a raise.
He's going to put pressure on the small stack.
Yeah, that's a raise.
Yeah, he moves all in. Rajiv might call him here.
It's possible.
You know what the...
He's putting him test to all his chips though.
Oh, he folds.
It's kind of for all his chips, so.
Yeah, if you look at those push-shove charts and...
Yeah, but I think they got more ICM consideration here than they have about those charts, you know. I think they're looking for somebody else to go out so they can ladder up. I mean, the ladder gets very steep towards the top 3 or 4 prizes, so I think that has a major impact.
You're playing English, 500,000.
Yeah, Rajiv thinks I'll find a better spot to put my money over the line. In the small blind, now I have a few looks after that.
Yep. Abdul be very cagey and cautious, huh?
He hasn't played many hands.
Ganesh will like this. Nope, decides to get rid of his 5. Figures the blinds might be a bit... I suppose Rajiv now looking for a spot. No point in playing marginal hands because you're going to get re-raised quite a few times. And the re-raise will normally constitute an all-in, so playing a borderline hand prior to a player on your left who's short stack is probably not the wisest, because you're definitely not calling they're all in. In a strange sort of way, I suppose that helps you. Yeah, back to the action here on the feature table. As you can see, we're down to 5 people in the Little Slam. This is day 3 of that event, and today is the 27th of May.
500,000 to play.
Chad folds.
No premium heads here, jeez.
All junk so far.
Garbage.
Abdul with an ace.
So it felt like the air conditioning came on then. Maybe somebody just walked by me.
So Alvin with Abdul with an ace gets a walk.
Okay, time flies when you're enjoying yourself. Hand number 25. Kanesh with the red hat will be under the gun. Let us hydrate. We need some water. Not going to get much action with those.
No. They'll go back to the dealer.
No good at all.
Nothing for Rajiv there. Alvin folds.
Loads of garbage. There we go. Abdul found a hand in the small blind.
Still got 16 million, Abdul.
Yeah, he's been quietly just keeping the safe door closed there. Not getting excited. Picking up the odd blinds here and there, but not really that active.
Yeah, Alvin and Kanesh have been the most active players this morning. And their chips have grown. So Rajiv lost free look, then he's in the blinds again, and with only 3.1 million, needs a place, needs a spot. He says that's not it. Abdul on the button now, Queen 8 suited.
Raise 1.5 million.
Round to Kanesh in the big blind after Chad folds. And Abdul gets that one through. Just keeps that scoreboard ticking over.
Indeed it does. Do you see, yeah, that noise in the background is the virtual reality motorcycle. I want to go on that. Put one of those VR things on your head, which obviously turns it into 3D or whatever the case. Then you get on the motorbike and it chugs along, and yeah, it looks like great fun. I was watching the kid the other night. It says the big kid here, but yeah, what a bit of fun that would be. Want to try that one? Virtual reality motorcycle. Goodness, my wife would never let me buy another motorcycle for real. End up breaking my neck.
When last did you have a motorcycle,
Let
guys?
me work it out. Dun, 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 77, tail end of 79. The end of 1979. Just as we were leaving the British Army of the Rhine in Germany in a place called Fallingbostel, midway between Hamburg and Hanover.
The one and only time I owned a motorcycle was for an hour.
Until your parents found out.
No, in
Chinned you.
2008, a 1576 a 1576cc Harley Davidson,
Oh.
1 year at Sun City on a draw, and sold an hour later.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me. Ace 9 outdoor here.
Register 1.5.
Yeah, bloody dangerous things. I think as you get older, you realise that the risk factor is somewhat greater, and more often than not from other road users, of course.
Yeah, it was a beautiful bike. Had custom spray job all year for Sun City in their Privé. Yeah. The funds from it got my daughter a lovely new motor car, and all other family members some cash donations.
Nice.
Still water. Still water, please. Three.
Four.
Four.
Five.
Small and big.
Abdul will be your under the gun player, centre screen there. Well, right centre, should I say. Abdul Essa. We had Bashir on the line yesterday, his brother, the golfing brother, giving me fashion advice on my jeans. The things we learn on this stream, eh? I've taken your advice, but I did not inspect your brother's jeans, I've got to be honest. He said he would definitely be wearing them. Okay, this is the coffee arriving. I'm always worried when a man with a tray leans over me.
5,000.
Thank you, Van.
I'd much rather he took a run up and threw it at me. There's less chance I'm going to get it on my computer.
Thank you, Sean.
Well done, Sean. Your qualifications in delivering a coffee are almost complete. Just 2 days confirmation required.
So
What a lovely man.
Chad moves all in with the Queen 9 suited from the cutoff.
Chad is with 7.9 million, yep, so he's looking to steal a few blinds there.
Pick up
Push
that.
people around with the size of his stack and nothing wrong. Standard play.
Yeah. He's played very well, young Chad.
Don't really know him. I mean, I'm assuming with a surname like Khoury, he's of Lebanese extraction.
If I recall, he's related to John Abrosi.
Is he? I haven't seen the other Khoury, Jared, for a while.
I've played a few games with young Mr. Curry in the past, and his poker has come along immensely.
That's nice to hear.
He's playing very well here.
Well, certainly doesn't seem out of his depth, which is good. All right, let's get off and running again here. Oh, Kanesh is building some towers there for sure. Chad is our under the gun player, so we all know who he is. Mr. Tiger Woods there. 8-4. Just give those back to the dealer quick. You don't want those, matey. There we go. What is Kanesh got? Jack 9 in the cutoff. He's having a look round. I've got some equity, some showdown value with these cards. Shall I play them or shall I just have a rest? Picks up some chips and puts in 1.5 million. It decides to have a little punt. Rajiv is he calling or is he all in? Surely he must be all in with those sixes.
Yeah, he's all in.
Yeah, he had to be all in. I thought he called. I was going to say it's crazy.
230 all in this one.
And the red lights do dip. The tension builds on the feature table.
And when you raise with Jack 9, you'll be relieved to see that you still have 2 overs when you get called.
Yeah, and they're live.
Off to the races again, and it is exactly a 50-50.
So a proper flip, Mark.
There we go.
Yes,
Oh.
I saw that one.
So then we'll just flop a full house, you know, don't worry about us.
Yeah.
Boom jakalaka. Drawing dead, sir. Nice to have met you. Have a nice day, Chad. Sorry, Reggie.
Is your hand up?
No, Kanesh is out chips in by a mile, so
Yeah.
it wasn't Chad. It was Rajiv doubling up through Kanesh. and the rivalry will continue.
Yeah, when he turns over 2 overs and you flop that 6, you're so relieved.
Well, flopping full houses seems to be quite trendy on this table. It was
Yeah.
in vogue yesterday for sure.
And 6s and 7s.
Yeah, I think the fix is in.
Abdul flopped it with the 6s.
Now I get
Flopped 6s full of 7s as well.
my money coming.
Rajiv now with the happy smiley face from India, and the chirpers return. Good for you, young man. Bit of a bounce in your step, chin in the air.
A few more talking chips.
Yeah, that'll make the trip back to Botswana a lot easier. No, sorry, Namibia. He travels with Cornet.
Yeah,
He's a
trouble
Namibian
together.
worker up there on the Skellington coast.
And had a word with Cornet. Thoroughly enjoyed his trip down here for the poker.
Well, he met us. I mean, how can he not enjoy things? Seriously. You know?
Gary imparting expert knowledge to him.
I think he was probably imparting more expert knowledge to me than I to he. Yep, nice fella. Very nice. You were spot on. He just looks like a nice guy as well. A lot of us about, eh?
So Ganesh
Okay.
under the gun.
Chip stack a tad smaller.
Yeah, still 14 million.
Yeah, he's not. Listen, he's not, certainly not getting the bus home yet. You know. I'm pretty sure he's going to be around for a little while. I mean, he won't have been happy he's doubling Rajiv up, but Rajiv obviously in picture there. He can be a dangerous player. Alvin's been pretty quiet. He's in position on the button here with absolute garbage, so that could signal a raise.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
1.5.
Good on Alvin, never lets me down.
He hadn't played 3 or 4 hands, so time.
So Abdul wakes up with a pair here. Whether or not it's a pair that's worth calling 1.5 million remains to be seen.
Or whether he knows what Alvin's up to.
Yeah, and as
And
alluded
plays
to
back.
earlier, you know, been very patient, Mr. Essa.
Looks at the chip stack to his left. Out the way.
Yeah. Chad with a 6, given the raise already, I think maybe a fold. Just give up the big blinds. Yeah, there we go. And Mr. Alvin Pila, up to his usual trickery, gets it through. Nice play, sir. What a great poker player. And a nice human being. But don't tell him I told you that.
Speaking about the bus, Gaz, when you guys are there in Vegas, those Americans are of the bigger ilk. So you may find a t-shirt for me. I love one of those ones that says, people that chase flushes and straights arrive in limos and leave on the bus. That is an old Vegas t-shirt, that one.
Is it? We'll have a look for you. We'll see if we can get you a couple of poles and guide ropes as well when you put it up in the garden.
It's such a true statement.
We're alluding to Mark's somewhat larger size and alluding to the fact that maybe he needs a tent rather than a t-shirt. But you're right, the American sizes are actually the proper sizes. I mean, a lot of the sizes we get here in the Africa region are Asian sizes. You put on a 5XL and I'd be lucky to fit my wife for a pair of PJs, you know? It's just a joke. Not that I'm suggesting Mark is as small as an XL5.
Is that the vehicle or the t-shirt?
I'm saying nothing. I mean, I'm wearing a 3XO from Woolworths at the moment, so I've got no room to speak. Okay, so Abdulessa has raised it up to 1.3 million here. Ganesh has got to put in another 750 to call out of the big blind. And currently, and he's going to call it, so he's going to have a look with his ace-7, and nothing wrong. So this is the first time we've seen the two big stacks face off today. So we need a nice juicy flop dealer, something like ace-queen 10.
Gaz just want the flop of depth. Oh, that's a
Well, I'll tell you what, that's not too bad. We'll take that. The club draw, of course, for Ganesh.
an up and down straight flush draw, and the
Indeed.
flopped straight for Mr. Essa.
That's it. So that's a juicy one.
That is
It flops
very,
the joint, got the up and down straight flush draw, and Ganesh is sitting there with the ace of clubs and 3 clubs on the board.
you couldn't have asked for a juicier flop.
And of course he also has a straight flush draw, albeit a cut shot for a 10.
He doesn't realize that the 10 would be a dead. Oh, my word.
Hallelujah. The straight flush just got there.
Straight flush is there and the nut flush.
Oh, this is juicy. This is going to be a big hand.
750.
This is massive.
Wow, you called for it, Gaz.
I told you, this is huge.
You put the commentators' knockers on it.
Yeah, they'll blame me, but what to do? I mean, this is a great hand. I mean, there's nothing these two guys can do to get away from it.
Nut flush versus the straight flush.
Raise 2 million.
He's raising into his straight flush.
Raising it to the stone cold.
Wow, what a hand.
And Abdul did well there. He bet a small bet with a straight flush, which would disguise it.
Now, Ganesh is re-raised here to 2 million, and Abdul has to put another 1.3 million into call. Abdul would do well just to call. If he knew he had the ace of clubs, he would be whacking it in now, but he isn't. Oh, my word. If he went all in, I mean, Ganesh is good enough to get away from it, but I don't think Abdul's going to put it all in. I like a straight. I mean, he's just got a flat here, surely.
That absolute killer card on the turn. Makes the flat call.
We'll see a river card. That's an absolute brick. So let's go back to the players here. So Abdul, he checks his nut flush. He checks the nut flush. Is he scared of the 10? I mean, I suppose it's the only hand that can beat him, of course.
But as you always say, don't chase unicorns. I mean, it's the one card in the deck that's beating you. Oh, it's so hard for him to fold the nut flush.
Abdul with the option.
7.3 million.
I don't know if I'm Ganesh, if I'm sitting there saying, please bet or just check it back. If he checks it back, he knows he's won. If he bets now, he knows he could have the 10. Yeah, the all-in call, and I don't know. So what is his size?
Maybe 3 more.
He's looking to get paid here, so
What do you
this
think?
is just a massive cooler.
3 million, Gaz. There's 7.3 in the pot. 3.3, 3.4.
Well, half size will get paid for sure. It's whether or not he wants to go for it all. Maybe he wants to induce. And Ganesh is going to sit back here. He knows that the 10 is beating him. That's the only card in the deck. And let's just listen to see if he actually verbalizes that.
3.5 and 50.
3.3, 3.4 said I.
Yep.
Thereabouts.
Right, let's see if Ganesh has anything to say about this.
Go.
Abdul knows he's won the hand already, of course.
Yes, it's stone cold.
No phone on the table.
You know, so difficult to fold a nut flush.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that can happen here is he just calls. He's never raising. because the 10 is out there, he can't raise, I don't think. I think he has to call. I think it's a cooler and he just takes it on the chin. Abdul doing his best. He's just statuesque, you know.
It's 100% perfect sizing to get the call. Folds, eh, Gaz?
No, he called.
He did call.
He had to call.
I was going to say he had to call.
What a great hand of poker.
Unbelievable.
What a
Wow.
great hand of poker. And he knew, but he has to call. He's got the nut flush there, you know. He's sitting so deep, and the swing of power on the feature table is huge. Absolutely huge. Abdul up to 26 million, Ganesh down to 6 point something.
What a hand. And you called for it before the hand started.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a juicy one to sort those two out. Wow. Whew. Loosen those seatbelts. Take a breath, folks. Put the kettle on.
And the adrenaline continues here from Cardstream, from the Monster Jam and Sunbet Poker Tour.
So Rajiv now with 9 bigs. Wow.
Crazy, crazy hand.
Wow.
And Ganesh did well just to flat there at the end. And he's got to pay him off. The sizing was the key thing. He's thinking maybe you've got the king eye flush.
I can only imagine getting
When you see his photo of the 7 of spades,
but I still see.
he did, he said he thought it was. He flopped the straight.
I didn't even realize. I
Didn't even realize.
flashed and so you raised me and I looked again.
Flopped the straight Mr. Essa and turned the straight flush.
And Kanish turned the nut flush.
Unbelievable.
Or the ace flush, because it wasn't the nut flush. It was the ace flush. Well, take a breath. Sure. Alvin in second place on the chips, of course, with 14 million. And Rajiv with cards in front of him still here.
Yeah, he's the big blind, Rajiv. So Alvin raising under the gun. Abdul still stacking his chips, looking for space there. Sitting with pocket nines, so looking to make a decision. Yeah, I think he's going to 3-bet this raise. He's got 26 million chips.
What size the raising is going to be here from Abdul? He's got a 3-bet this, I'm sure. Yep. Looks like about 3 million there.
I think that's just over 3 or thereabouts. Exactly 3. Min click, which in itself sends danger vibes to Alvin. Folded round to Rajiv. In the big blind, he lets go. Alvin with the rag ace now. Been min clicked by the chip leader. Time to get out the way with your ace.
Alvin will fold that.
So Mr. Essa in a massive momentum swing now. Pat in the background talking to MC. There are the blinds that have gone up. 300,000, 600,000, big blind ante of 600,000. 1.5 million in the pot. Pre-flop. Next player out will get 57,000 rand. So there is the prize pool scrolling up, and there was at 21st place a bubble prize paid of 10 grand, which went to Mr. Solomon Banks. Banks Solomons. There's a little shout out here, the Lions Head Poker Crew. Good luck, see you soon in Cape Town. Yeah, we can't wait to get down there. But in between, we still have Sabaya and PE at the boardwalk. Looking really forward to both of those. Actually, to all three of the next stops. Have friends in all three cities, and some in PE and Cape Town, childhood friends that I have not seen for a very long time, and we have already made dinner plans. So Chad in the cutoff has moved all in with a suited queen. Pocket six is behind him for Kanesh with a shorter stack. So Kanesh gets out the way, doesn't want to call off his whole stack. Rajiv in the small blind, 7-3. He's out the way. Up to Alvin with a rag ace, asking for the count. Chad has done this well. He's put maximum pressure, picked up the blinds and antes when he's needed to. He's pushed a few suited hands. Had a lot better hands behind him fold out because of the pressure. The old Harrington adage, first in vigorous. We get back to some sense of normality after that adrenaline pumping hand again. The ace high flush versus the straight flush. Big swing in chips. The ace deuce just too weak. Just too many chips to call off, and Chad will get his jam through. So he'll take in those welcome 1.5 million in the middle. So a lot of chips in the middle.
No, you're not playing. I'll be over. I should have folded. I bet he called me on the turf.
Ganesh replaying that hand, saying I should have folded when you bet 3.5 million. When you called my re-raise on the turn, I knew. He says it's just so hard to fold that ace high flush. One card out there beating me, but he knew. Price was perfect, well sized by Mr. Essa. So Chad with another big hand here, ace jack. He goes all in again. You get a few of these through at 1.5 million a time. Rajiv with queen 9 suited, but the difference is putting it in first and calling it off. Only the big blind of Mr. Essa to get through now, and he's not going to be calling with 10-5. So Chad gets 2 in a row through. That's a plus 3 million, which are nice swings at this point. So Chad has added nicely to his stack there. And he will now be in the big blind. So 2 all-ins in a row by Chad and getting them both through. That gets him plus 3 million in 2 hands.
Nice work.
He's picked his spots nicely this morning, the young man.
Good stuff.
And by putting it all in every time, he's got bigger stacks behind him with better hands to fold. Price has just been wrong for them. Ganesh moves all in now with the ace-7. It's got to that point. Rajiv with a suited ace. If it was folded to him, he would have put it in. Now he's got to call it off, which is a big difference. Alvin's already out of the way. Round to Abdul. He can't call. Only the big blind to beat now. Chad, and he folds. Rajiv knows that his ace was behind now. With ace-3, there's not many aces jamming that you're ahead of.
So 1.3 in the middle for dead money now, I see.
Yeah, and 57k plus change for the next player that goes out. Guaranteed payday for these players.
Nice wages if you can get them.
Yeah, and the numbers picking up nicely are those watching early in the morning here on a Friday.
Lions Head Poker Crew, good luck all. See you soon in Cape Town. We look forward to it. The Lions Head Poker Club. Good lads. They were touring well on the last event at Monte Casino. They were all there with their t-shirts on and jackets, looking very, very spiffing. Proper tourers, those guys. They like a bit of a tour. Okay, Rajiv with King 7 here. And 36 of the day. Well, as I said earlier, 1.5 million in the middle. My bejesus.
Action on Abdul. He folds round to Chad and he gives a walk to Ganesh. Ganesh wakes up with ace-queen suited. Says, that's what you guys give me a walk with, and they all chuckle. Say our instincts are good.
Not playing fair. No, you guys are not playing fair yet. You look, you guys are not playing fair yet.
Ganesh saying, guys aren't playing fair when I wake up with a hand like that. Nobody takes to steal my blind.
No, I'm just saying. I raise and get 100. Got the decent hand.
So Rajiv, the short stack, is now posting that big blind and big blind ante, which is really going to hurt him. Alvin out the way. Abdul nothing to play with. 27 million, he can take his time. Chad folds the rare ace from the button.
Whoa.
And Rajiv gets a walk.
Thank you.
7-3.
7-3.
That might be the first spot young Mr. Courier's missed. Any ace from the button at this point where the blinds are is jammable.
I agree.
He's played very well. So no criticism, just saying that may be a missed opportunity.
Blind in this 600,000.
Action on Abdul. 27 million, our chip leader. Folded round to Chad. 7-4. Ganesh King 9 from the button. he moves it all in. 4-2 for Rajiv. He can't call.
Maybe it's like
And Ganesh doing what's needed to be done. Folded to him on the button, puts it in with the king 9, takes down, gets the plus 1.5.
Ganesh building his stack back up nicely.
So we're in the third level of this morning. We lost 3 players. At the end of this level, I think there would be a break, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll have a look at the timing clock when we get a second. Don't forget, there's a satellite starting at 12 o'clock for the main event. And then the main event itself, day 1B, will be at 4 p.m. That's 1600 here in the sunny Sun City. It was a bit chilly when we arrived this morning, but the sun is out, I understand. I poked my head out this morning at about 6:15. My head went straight back in again, jumped in the shower. And the outside breakfast venues are beautiful, but only when the sun is shining.
Yeah, it's a little chilly where we sat there this morning.
Yes, I was sat in my little igloo in the corner with all the other Eskimos. Jeepers, it was cold there this morning. Pocket 8's for Alvin.
In the small blind.
And it's a raise. Looks like a steal, but he actually has a hand, so round to Abdul. King 3, and I don't think he can fight that off, so Alvin will show him the Perkit pair.
Buy some credibility for the
I was
next
going
time.
to say, keep his rep high.
Yeah. So at this point, it's not the hands that the players are showing, it's the ones that they're not showing that you're taking observation
Indeed it
of.
is. So there you go. It's 26 minutes to the break. And then they'll come back for another 2 40-minute sessions, or 3 40-minute sessions, I assume. Who knows? Let's see how it develops.
So there's the prize pool. 57 and some change for the next player out, then 65 and escalating upwards from there.
Can you escalate downwards? I suppose you must be able to escalate downwards. Escalators go up and down, don't they?
They do. But in pure English, escalate meaning up.
So escalate down is an oxymoron. King 10 of diamonds here for Alvin Pila. All in was the cry.
Well, he maybe looked up to his left.
It's quite possible. It's a lot of change, 11 million.
It's under half of Abdul's stack.
I've got to be honest, that's a borderline call for me. I can support the fold or the call.
I could support either. And if I'm sitting with 26 million, I might look and think there's a better place for me to be calling than with 9s there. Weighing up risk reward. If I risk the 11 million to knock out Alvin, but if I lose the hand, then Alvin is the chip leader and I swap places with him.
Indeed.
This is not an easy spot. Like we said, Gary said he could support either the call or the fold.
Yeah, if it was 10s or jacks, I'd be leaning more to a call. But this is a mid-range pair. Alvin just slipped out a comment there, I'm sure. Yeah, he's going to fold.
Here we go.
Yep, too big a risk at this stage. And the ICM considerations.
Just for Mr. Donovan Harris. Gary slips that one in. The ICM.
So, the Scrabbler in me cannot wait until afterwards. To escalate is to intensify or increase quickly and can be used in the up or down motion. There you go. So you can escalate down and up. We learned something new today.
Yeah, we said with the escalators do go down.
It actually says in the Oxford English Dictionary, when you escalate, the picture in your mind is usually that of one of an escalator going up. But of course, as we know, there's an escalator going down outside as well. So you may escalate up and down. Hang on, my peanut gallery is offering me advice. So Brad pretending that he understood what we were talking about at the end there. His chirp was, surely it's to de-escalate. I think there might be some truth in that as well. Well done, Bradley. We're rubbing off on you. It's only took 5 years. You can now use words of more than 2 syllables. Congratulations. Okay, back to the action. Rajiv not going anywhere with those. I think we should buy Brad Junior Scrabble for Christmas.
Yeah, but
He's smiling and nodding down.
but make it for 5+ years old, guys. Make it easy for
No, it's not how long it takes you to make the puzzle. 5 years. Oh dear. Nice to see the boys smiling and happy this morning. It was an early start for them and not a lot of sleep, but that's the nature of the beast when you're doing this job. So good to have happy Brad at the end there on the GFX, doing a great job. Ably assisted this morning by Sean. And shout out for Hugo, who's bringing you all these wonderful pictures, directing the cameras outside, switching the camera angles, ably assisted by Siobhan on the PTZ control, and not forgetting Neville turning his little knobs down here on the sound desk. I don't know what all those knobs do. There's like hundreds of them. Hundreds. I mean, apparently it's tone and fade this and fade that. But the truth be known, I only know the one that says Gary that you put on and off when I need to be faded in and out. And yeah, grand job, fellas. It is a science. Well done. Doing a great job. Back to the action. These people are also doing a great job. Looks like an all in there from Chad with the King 9.
from the button.
Yep, Ganesh with, he's invested in the small blind here, 7-5. Cut call. And Chad is chipping up here.
Yeah, and Rajiv is just getting squeezed out. 2.4 million now.
It's a pretty smart poker from Chad.
Yeah, he's like I said, the only the one little spot that he may have missed with the ace that he didn't jam from the button, but everything else he's certainly moved it in when he's had to. Queen 7 suited, Queen 9 suited, the King 9 there. He's done all the right moves at the right times. He made up his mind this morning. He's not raising. It's all in or fold.
Well, Rajiv's in the danger zone here. He's in the small blind this time. So once the small blind passes him, he will have a couple of free looks, but 500, that comes around pretty quickly. So he needs to find himself the position plus the hand.
Yeah, it's less than 2 rotations now.
You know, if there's no good finding a hand if somebody's raised in front of you, you know. So let's see. Good luck, sir, as you venture into this big pond of big fish here. And you, the small one with the little chips. But from small acorns grow oak trees, my friend. Okay, Abdelessa 5-2, so we know he's not going to play those. So one closer to Rajiv. That's a fold. Chad with King Jack might have to play these.
Here, there it goes.
Yep, so
All
that
in.
takes Rajiv out of the picture. Ganesh is saying no thank you. Rajiv with 8-4 was never playing anyhow. Inside he'd be a little frustrated. Alvin with the big blind 7-4.
You can't call that either.
Not a chance.
He's just taking his time because he wants to make young Mr. Curry's heart flutter and think I should think twice of going to Alvin's blind. Alvin's will contemplate calling me. Little psychology.
I think you're right.
Came with a stare.
We call it the evil eye. Okay, hand number 44 coming up. Rajiv in the danger zone.
Abdul out in front and then level pegging between the next three.
Yep. Much of a muchness.
So they all don't want to get involved and clash until they can grind out the short stack. It's not personal. It's just the way it works, whoever the short stack is.
Well, they're not chopping it 4 ways, that's for sure. So tell me, Neville, do you actually understand what all those buttons and knobs do? 70%. Wow. It's just absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm sure people have seen pictures of recording studios and stuff, but I mean, I jest you not, there's hundreds of buttons there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's like over 20 in a row and then multiple rows.
Jeepers.
Multiple rows.
Apparently, this is a small one. So, yeah. The sound desk, the mystery that is the sound desk.
Yeah,
all in for Rajiv.
There he goes, ace-3 of spades.
Alvin won't fight this battle out of small, I'm sure of that. It's only a small bit of change in comparison.
But not the hand to call with, and he still has the big stack behind him, which is always a factor.
And Alvin has had both his blinds taken away from him if he gets rid of this.
He's out the way. It's round to Abdul.
Queen 2. The Lemonsville for Abdul.
I know the poker books say if it's less than 10% of your stack to knock out a player, you call, which it was. But he just decides that I don't want to give away that many chips and make you stronger. They sort of reckon if it's less than 10% of your stack and you're going to knock out a player, you should call. Any two. What's your position on that, Gaz?
Sorry, I was watching. What was the question? Sorry, I was watching the other camera.
I said the poker books say if it's less than 10% of your stack to call to knock out a player, you should do it.
Yeah.
Where you stand on that?
Yeah, I'm not a guy for rules, I've got to be honest.
You go on the feeling, on the player.
Yeah, for sure, you know. And also, I caught the end of what you said there. You don't want to make another player stronger, unnecessarily either. So there's that consideration. And what you said earlier holds true as well. We're trying to get rid of the short stack here, not make them better. Yeah, so a rule of thumb, okay, is the answer to your question, but circumstances will dictate whether or not you push the button on that. Talking of Rajiv, is back with him, King 7 suited. Quick fold from Alvin. 9-5 for Abdul. Abdul will probably put some money in here, get rid of these blinds. Take them down, it should be standard.
Use the big stack. As soon as he reached for it, young Chad folded.
Yep, standard.
When you got 7-3 off, that's pretty much it. I must admit, from an experience point of view, I'm not looking at my cards till he's made his raise, and then decide. Don't just give him when he makes forward motion, automatically give it to him.
Yeah, I didn't normally look at my cards until it's my turn, anyway.
My point.
This water contains calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, chloride, sulfate, alkaline, nitrate, iron. Can't be water then, can it? I mean, seriously. How can water contain all that?
It's spring water, guys. It's
Subject to seasonal fluctuation and filters. My word.
It has sprung through those rocks.
And I love this. Please store in a cool, dry place. Oh dear. Okay, Mr. Abdulessa with 10-8 here of hearts. People at home are seeing that massive hand between
Yeah.
Ganesh and Abdul with the straight flush and the nut flush. So that's going out. So no doubt we'll get a few comments on that momentarily. Ganesh is almost afraid of those cards now.
And that raise will get through. Plus 1.5 for Mr. Essa. Keeps his stack there, just over the 27 million. So we're heading down towards the first break of the morning. They're near the end of their third level.
I shall tell you now, there are 11 minutes and 43 seconds left before the break. It'll be interesting if they talk any deals.
Yeah, I think
Need to get down to 4 first.
yeah, they're wanting to grind out to the shorter stack. Abdul becoming more active. Use that big stack, put pressure on the smaller stacks. He gets his raise through again. So Rajiv will be in the small blind now, then a few free looks before the blinds are upon him again.
Good to listen to the players chatting amongst each other.
That is our lull in commentary often, is because we just want you to hear what we're hearing as well.
Well, we got the maths done on the table. Abdulessa will be under the gun player, and hand 48 of the morning. (9-2) for Chad. Ganesh with the sailboats, pocket fours here. He's going to push it all in. Put the max pressure on. Rajiv doesn't need max pressure, he's got max rubbish in his hand. Round to Olvin with an ace, who would consider this but will not call off basically most of his stack with a lonely ace-7.
Especially with a shorter stack to his right.
Yeah.
Not the time to make a hero call with ace-7 yet.
Thinking time should be over now.
Shows the ace.
Yep. Couldn't call.
What your kicker says. Ganesh. Ganesh shows him the pair. Said we would have been racing.
He's probably right.
So Chad will be under the gun. Same name as my son, Gary.
Chad.
Yeah.
Is it short for something?
No, that is the full name. Is of Greek origin and came originally from the Greek god of war.
Okay. See, learn something new every day.
Which is interesting because my name Mars, from the Roman god of war. The origins of both names.
Sure. My son was named after Shane, the cowboy in the telly.
Shane,
I love you, Shane.
I love you, Shane. There we go. We all know that one. Well, our generation anyway.
You think I'm joking? It's true.
Yeah, that was it.
And Chris was named after St. Christopher.
And there we go. Pocket queens for Rajiv.
Yep, money goes in here for sure.
Yeah, he's got no raise here. It's just all in. There it is.
Okay, what's Alvin got? Nothing is the
Nothing.
answer.
Nyada. Now round to the big blind and the big stack. Nothing.
5-3. Nada.
Niet. Shows the ladies.
The ladies who never go out alone. So the Diabs are coming, or one of them is, isn't he? Huh?
Clayton.
He'll be up here, so he'll see us for breakfast manana. So I'm assuming he's going to play the shorter version of day one.
A bit of a further trip up for the others from KZN.
Yeah. Brian has been following us avidly. That is Father Brian, as in the father of the Diabs. Normally by this time of day we have heard from him and he's following the stream. Brian, another great supporter. I normally send him the link of the stream.
So Ganesh under the gun with a suited king. Folds. Round to Rajiv. 9-8. No good. To Alvin. Ace-6 on the button. $1.5 million in the middle.
And here comes the hand grenades.
2 fists full. Abdul with nothing to play with. Round to Chad. And he moves back all in. Strong move.
Wow.
Strong move, Mr. Curry. Knows what Alvin's up to.
Look at Alvin's face. Steely-eyed.
Giving him the real stare down.
Alvin's never been afraid to give them the look,
No.
that's for sure. He frightens me when he does it, so I don't know what it's like when you're on the actual table.
Gunfighters at the OK Corral.
Raise to 2 million, all in for 8.5. 6.5 to call. I'm just going to predict this here. He's going to lay it down begrudgingly and show him the ace.
Absolutely. You know, this is the difference between the way young Chad's playing. He would have jammed that from the button, then the A7 can't call, will just fold begrudgingly. by raising. Alvin does give himself more play because he fancies his play post-flop, etc., etc. Just the two different styles, but then he gets into this situation where he has to fold it.
Indeed. Alvin hasn't took his eyes off him, huh?
No, he has given him the stare down the whole way. Shall we say the intimidating stare of Mr. Alvin Pillay? I asked for a counter, but that's...
He calls.
He does call.
And Yassir's behind. Oh, wow.
A lot of shop abilities in that when you're that close in the kicker. Oh my goodness,
six.
not anymore. It's a sick one. Only a 7 now for young Mr. Curry.
Oh.
And he is eliminated. Well played, sir. He played extremely well. He did the right move there. I think it was a 50-50 in Alvin's mind. He makes the call and gets lucky on the flop. And Chad will go out with 57,330 Rand for his trouble.
Nice work, Jana. And Rajiv will be the happiest man on that table. Trust me.
Absolutely. Just laddered up free of charge. There is young Chad going across to Rosa, so I think I was correct in saying they are family.
Yep. And we will have about 1 minute to run on the level.
David Moodley's asked you a question. Good morning. What a cooler, Mark stroke Gary, would you call? That was the ace high flush versus the 4-card straight flush.
Answer, I would have called. I can't put him there, but there was just too much money in the pot.
It was about the sizing. If you bet more, there's a possibility you can get away from it.
Yeah.
But the sizing into the amount in the pot, how often do you have the one card only in the deck beating you there?
Yeah, it's a cooler. It happens. I mean, of course, I can put him on there, but the truth be known, he could be doing the same with the Queen of Clubs or the Queen of Spades or whatever it was.
Yeah, Queen of Clubs or the King of Clubs, either or.
So yeah, it's a chance you take. You pay your money, take your chance. That's where it gets to. So this will be the last hand of the level. I believe they are going on break. And the 4 big stacks will return to continue the battle royale.
Yeah.
It's not a cheeseburger, it's a royale.
Yeah.
Name that film.
I can immediately.
Yeah.
One of my favorite cult movies.
Indeed. A Tarantino classic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And was the revival of Mr. Travolta's career.
Yeah, indeed. New runway in his backyard for his 737. There we go, and they're all going to go on break.
So
we will be back in about 15 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. Put the kettle on.
And you know what? We need to. There's a blue chip somehow. Yeah,
Right, and welcome back to day 8 of the Sunbet Poker Tour, the second leg of this series at the lovely Sun City. This is day 3 of the Little Slam, the final table. We are down to 4 players playing out for that first prize of 220,000. Mr. Abdul Esse is the chip leader, Alvin Pillay lying second in chips, then Kinesh Paitha and Rajiv Punath on a little bit on the short side. Chad Curry was eliminated in the one of the last hands before the break. Got it in good with the ace-7 versus the ace-6. Got a little unlucky and headed to the rail, but for a nice payday and well played to the young man.
Small blind, please.
So Rajiv gives a walk to the big blind. Alvin did have a suited ace.
So no action yet, Mark. Just returning from the outer limits there.
Yeah, just a walk there, Gaz. And
Okay, cool.
Rajiv looking for a spot now, 4 bigs.
I had a chat with Mr. Alvin Pillay, and he says, I'm going to tell you why I called before you ask me. He said, number 1, I'd already put 2 million in. Number 2, I'd been watching this lighty. He said, number 3, I had his ranges in my head. And number 4, you don't push Alvin Pillay around. Didn't use those words, but that's what he was implying.
Yeah.
Now, all joking aside, he had good reason, and he felt he was in the right place. And he was, I said to him, we were watching the stare down. He said, he showed a lot of weakness, and I sensed it.
That's what he told me. He says the longer I stared at him, the weaker he felt. Because he wasn't that strong. He said he's not that strong. He was just stronger than mine, though.
Yeah, and he said, I hit the 6, I hit the 6. C'est la vie. He said, in my mind, it was the right call. So Alvin has noticed that. There were 20 million, so it must have been the right call. And he's got pocket 5s against Kinesh, who has raised this up to 2 million. Just note there the blinds, 400,000, 800,000, 800,000 in the big blind ante. So that is relevant.
2 bar in that pot pre-flop.
Yeah, it is relevant. So Kinesh bumps it up to the pot size raise, and 1.6 to call. That's where it gets to. Pocket pairs are hard to come by, and those sort of semi-premium ace queens, ace jacks, ace kings. Well, ace kings are premium, but yeah.
4-handed ace queen, very strong as well.
And if you look in the percentages there, you can see 53% for the made hand, the pair, 2 overs, 47%. So very, very close in terms of equity. And these players, they're top quality players. They'll know that. I don't think Alvin calls here. Put it that way. I'll be surprised. more likely to be raising it up.
Raised to 5 million.
Yeah, raised to 5 million. Yep, as predicted.
And I think Kanesh is going to put it all in.
So we'll get across to Kanesh.
All in.
All in and call.
All in and call. Red lights on. No red lights on.
Red. All in corner.
So we're off to the races. Kanesh is at risk. Safe flop for the 5s. Backdoor diamonds as well now.
Looking for overcards. 9.
Or no extra outs because the 6 could double pair the board.
Indeed. And the 2 of spades is no help. And Kanesh will be eliminated. What a great run by Kanesh this last couple of days. He's played superbly well.
And Rajiva sat there quietly with a short stack and laddered up 2 positions in the last 10 minutes of play.
That's not bad, eh? And we're all applauding Kanesh in the background here as well. Played superbly well. 65,520 South African rands for 3 days' work. We'll take those rates any day of the week.
Yeah, winner,
Any day of the week.
winner of the big shot, bubbled the super high roller, and 2 other cashes. So
On a roll, and no doubt we will see him in the main event sometime later today. Nicely done, Mark. What a nice run by Kanesh, and Alvin's 5s hold up. So Alvin now massive chip leader, took 2 big hands down on the trot. We're 3-way here now. And as you say, Rajiv is the happiest man on that table by far.
absolutely, he's laddered up 2 spots, which is big pay jumps because he's now guaranteed 81,900, whereas 5th was 57,000.
Not bad at all. Okay, 3 players left in of the 195 starters, and all 3 of them worthy of the podium places that they will take as this culminates here at the Sun City Resort, the Little Slam.
And Lions Head Poker Crew come back at you and say we'll be out in numbers at the Cape Town event.
Good. Look forward to seeing you, boys. You can maybe show us around for a change. Take us out. They were in great form, as I say, at Monty the other day.
Yeah, I must say I'm looking forward to the next 3 stops on the tour. These players always travel up from all those destinations, so nice that we're going down to them.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously been to them all before, but the Cape Town one is a new venue for the Cardstream team. I've been there back in the day and played some poker, and not played some poker, just with my wife and stuff, but I enjoy Cape Town very much, as my wife does. But in terms of actually putting on an event there, looking forward to that greatly. And good reward for all the support that the Cape Townians have been giving the tour over the years. And similarly the KZN boys when we're down in Sabaya. And notwithstanding, of course, the contingent that comes up from Port Elizabeth as well. So those 3 stops on the calendar next. And KZN will be in July. At the tail end of September will be Port Elizabeth, and then culminating in November down at in Cape Town. Good stuff.
Just discussing a few things. That's why Alvin is taking his time on the hand. Looking at some ICM considerations, I believe.
So we just give the table a bit of privacy, which is our standard practice. And if they decide to make a deal, we'll bring any details that we're permitted to bring to you. And Rajiv's just happy to be there, I'm sure.
Yeah, he laddered up twice from being the shortest stack at the table. And here's the one where there's nothing to lose in this scenario. So when negotiations take place and you're that short stack, the big stacks try and bully you, but you say, well, you either pay me more or I just keep flinging it in and I get lucky. I've got nothing to lose. You might as well sweeten my deal to make me go away. So they will negotiate amongst themselves, having a discussion, looking at the prize pool that's left. Figure it out. It's pretty close between Alvin and Abdul chip stack wise. Obviously Rajiv very on the short side. But as I said, he will negotiate hard, that if some sort of deal is made, that he gets a bump up. Because if not, he says, I can just fling it round. I'm guaranteed that 81k anyway. Yeah, by my reckoning, Rajiv has got around 3 million or just under. 29 million for Alvin, we can see there, and Abdul was around 26 million. So pretty even Steven there. Alvin was the big mover, eliminating the last two players. Came from behind against Chad Curry and won the little race with the fives versus the ace queen. I think that is going into the calculator there. Work out the little ICMs. That is Alvin's chip stack. Lovely shot by the cameraman while we're waiting for them to negotiate. Keep eyeing that timing screen where the prize pool is. Calculator is out. Tournament director in the background there, both of them. And Gary out there as well overseeing. Just so that we will be privy to what's happening in the back here. Michael Cullett now from producer to cameraman. There's Rajiv, also out with the calculator. So it looks like they have struck a deal that satisfies everybody. What do they say? The art of a good deal is everybody should be a little bit happy and a little bit unhappy, and that means a good deal has been struck. And Rajiv laddered up very nicely there from 5th place, ending up in 3rd spot here. He takes a photograph of that timing screen with the prize money. And Gary will come in and bring us details.
Okay, so commentary team here. We'll be signing off shortly. We have a deal on the feature table. The details of the deal are as simple as this. Abdul will take the trophy. Rajiv will take third place, and Alvin and Abdul will sort out the rest. And Abdul will take the trophy. So we will now wait, Mark, until the presentation part is together. There will be interviews. I'm sure there'll be questions asked about deals. It's not our place to disclose deals made by players. Hopefully it doesn't detract from the wonderful poker we've seen here today on the Little Slam. And the commentary team back here will be back around about 4 p.m. So that'll be 4:30 for you guys. We're going to take that time just through some maintenance and some rest period. And we'll be bringing you the main event later.
Wonderful to see you.
And Caitlin will be coming in shortly with the exit interviews, which I'm very keen to hear as well.
Poker here at Sunbet Poker Tour in Sun City. It is down to the winner of the Little Slam. Abdul, congratulations.
Thank you.
How was the tournament?
Very stressful. The small events are a bit harder than the bigger events. Yeah, you need to get through a bigger field with a lot of, I won't put them as amateur players, but I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're one of our regular high roller players, and I think you get to know the high roller field quite well because it's quite a standard field, obviously with some new people mixed in every now and then.
Correct, yeah. I was having a bad run in a high roller, so I didn't want to rebuy, and I said I'd rather enter the Little Slam and give it a shot. Yeah,
Well, it's a structure that you're used to from the high roller, so it definitely ended well for you.
definitely.
Well, congratulations, and hopefully we'll see you soon later on in the week.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you to Caitlin and to Abdul. Congratulations to him. There'll be some shots of the trophy, etc., which we'll keep running for you to see. For myself, Mark, and the technical team here in the back, we're signing off now. And if nothing else changes, we will see you around about 4 p.m. this evening.
Our country, our pride. Mzansi, known as the springboard into Africa. From the beaches of Durban to the Table Mountain in Cape Town to our very own Jozi. This is South Africa, our home. The golden thread of connectivity and tech advancements are helping us overcome the digital divide. Today, learners have access to technology to further their ambitions and realize their dreams of becoming a world-famous heart surgeon, or designing a building higher than the Burj Khalifa, or starting a local retailer with branches that go beyond the African borders. Using liquid satellite connectivity, doctors have been able to connect with patients in remote villages. Goods that come into our harbors are transported effortlessly to their correct destinations because of our excellent subsea cable connectivity. A secure financial services sector that adopts technological advancements to provide its customers with the best services. Our data centers have made cloud computing possible for South African businesses and guarantee that their data never leaves the local borders. Liquid's network goes through the vital economic hubs and even remote villages, bringing connectivity to businesses and homes alike. Strategic partnerships between the national and local governments, MNOs and ISPs are helping us contribute to the development of a digitally transformed South Africa. We now have African solutions to African challenges. We are not left behind. Mzansi is liquid.